Hello. Well, we're just going to look at a couple of electrical items at the moment. We're not at the campsite just yet, we're at home. So just got these, requested these from Outwell, and they kindly sent some over. So these are some new electrical gadgets for camping if you've got an electric hookup. So yeah, say just at home in the garden at the moment, just testing them before we go to campsite. I sometimes don't always have time to do that, but I like to test them and see what whether they work and stuff before I actually get to the campsite. Now the first one here is the new Katla heater. It's actually glorious weather. They don't need a heater at the moment, but it's still a good chance to test it. So let's get it out and have a look. There it is. It's got a good length of cable. Let's get it out of the plastic bag. Something certainly I'm getting more and more conscious of these days, the amount of plastic used everywhere. And there's certainly a lot of plastic here. Right. So yeah, I first saw this. I saw this a launch event of some of the new things coming out. So it looked quite a smart. Looks like a quite smart little heater and fan. So I thought I just want to see if they send me one to get a closer look, and they have that. So normal UK plug at this end. Of course, if you are in the UK and you're in Europe, you can of course get same thing with the European plug. So it's got a good length of cable here, which is ideal in your tent. So we've got a good amount of cordage here. Good long cable. Let's plug this in. So one thing I do notice here is it's got this extra little grill mesh at the back here, which keep the mechanism clean. So first of all, I'm just going to turn it on here. Just at the cold fan level. And it's not working. I haven't put the power on. Let me just go switch the power on. Right. Now we have power. Always helps. So just got it on cold air at the moment, oscillating around, and it's a nice little gentle breeze. I don't know whether you can hear that. It's not too noisy. Obviously you can hear it, it's going on, but it's not too noisy there. Let's turn it on to some settings there. Okay, so I've just turned it on to some heat settings there, and yeah, that's actually putting out quite a bit of heat. Okay, turn it off there. Okay, so I've got it's got some heat settings on the top here. Nice safety cutout feature. Look, it stops. I tilt it, it stops. That's a really good thing for being in your tent. Yeah, so it's got a couple of different settings, as you can see on the top here. Different oscillation settings, fan mode and heat mode. And here you've got the temperature gauge, thermostatic temperature. So I turn it down here and nothing happens. Turn it up to the right temperature and it comes on, the light coming on. Yeah, that's putting out quite a good amount of heat there. So that's without it oscillating, of course, just static blowing. Right, just turned it on to max. That's not too noisy actually, that's really quite quiet. Let's turn it on to oscillating mode. Yes, now that's oscillating, putting the heat out. A little bit of a smell to begin with because it's brand new, just cooking in. That's a really good heat actually. This would be quite good in tent. I do really like this anti-tipping feature. Obviously that's a really good safety feature when you've got this in your tent. Okay, so that's that one. I'm getting quite hot sitting here, so that's back on cold. Allow that cool down. Obviously it comes with instructions. Me being a typical bloke, didn't read the instructions, so we'll put that to one side for the moment, right? So part 2 of this video was something else that I saw was introduced this year, and I really wanted to give it a go, and asked Outwell very kindly, and they sent us one over. That's this Grimsby induction hob. So a lot of time when you're cooking at the campsite you might use a campfire, but usually you've got some sort of gas stove. There's obvious issues with gas stoves inside your tent, but here's an alternative. It's an electric induction hob designed to work off your electric hookup. Basically it would use quite a bit. It's 2000 watts on this one, so you won't put too much else on at the same time, but it will work on the electric hookup. Slightly shorter cable than the last one. I think this one's 2.5 meters, which is still a good size if you've got yourself set up. So yeah, I saw this and it looked like a really smart bit of kit. But one of the big things, look at that. One of the big advantages I see of this is that you've got a little table inside your tent or inside the porch or there. As long as you're not putting CO2, and as long as you're being safe, I think, around the materials and stuff like that. So there's no flames with this, so it makes it a really safe option if you're on an electric hookup and you want to hob. Now this one will have a thicker instruction booklet, and lots of different settings on here. So let's say this is just the first test. I just wanted to see what it's like before we get into the campsite, and yes, it's got quite a few cooking instructions on there, so I think I will need to read this. It's also got a handy little chart here on the different power levels for temperature settings you put on there. So if you're on a limited electric hookup, obviously you want to put it into the lower power range. But it's got some examples down on here. Simmer settings, steam settings for steaming stuff, soup settings for making soup, frying settings, and hot pot settings. Yeah, so that's looking very good. There's lots of, actually there's not too many instructions, actually it's just English is just on those 2 instructions. Other languages are on the other pages. Okay, so I think it would be prudent to just give it a bit of a test and make sure we use it before taking to the campsite. So my understanding is this should work with any sort of metal based pans. Oh, bleeped. So it bleeps life when I turned it on. That's lock settings. So it says press and hold the lock function for 2 seconds until the display says lock. I haven't actually turned it on yet, so it won't. Okay, only the lock and power functions can be activated when that's pressed, so obviously it's a little safety feature. Here's a timer settings, so you can actually put this on a timer. Temperature settings, 60-degree simmer settings. This is 60-degree simmer settings. This function has a preset timer of 120 minutes. Okay, Okay, so that's a quick simmer, 2 hours or whatever. What's this one here? This is steam setting. This function cooks at 1800 watts for 10 minutes, followed by 1000 watts for 50 minutes, and then the hot water is set down. So that's obviously for steaming something. Soup settings, cooks for 1600 watts for 10 minutes, followed by 1000 watts for 10 minutes, and ends with 300 watts for 55 minutes, whereafter it will shut down. So if you want to make soup, that will make it warm, hot, warm, and then simmer for a longer period. What's this one? Fry settings. Oh, that's pretty obvious. You've got a frying pan on that one. You can work that one out. Setting cooks with 200 degrees C, but can be regulated using the arrows on each side of the display from 60 degrees to 240 degrees. Okay, so these must be the temperature arrows to adjust the settings there. And this one is hot pot settings. Operates with the heater 1600 watts, can be regulated using the arrows on each side to display. Okay. So, okay. Alright. I think what I'm going to go and do is get a frying pan and give it a try. Just scour the kitchen for some food and stuff to fry. Just going to use a little frying pan on this moment. One thing I've noticed, of course, which you should try and do anyway, is this really does need a level surface. It's a very smooth, shiny surface, and you don't want your pan sliding off. So, let's see if we can turn it on. I think there's a double press on here to turn this thing on. What's it say? Press the power button. The blade should stay on. Okay. That was easy enough. Okay, and then I'm going to press the fry button. Now you hear that, it's got a little fan operating there. That's hot straight away actually. That's really quite quick. Oil in there. That's too much. I know you can see the smoke coming off of that. Now that's good. It detects when the pan's off. Automatic cut off. Okay, yeah, I've not got this perfectly level, I can see. Right. These fingers. Of course, look really smart now, a lot mucky, but you can use, I think, ceramic heat cleaners and things like that on here. I'll check the instructions. Perhaps the frying pan was a little bit too small for the amount of food I put in there. Yeah, that's starting to cook away. Now that's at 200 degrees here, and I think it's a bit hot. Let me show you. So you can see everything's smoking away already. I'm just going to lower this down. So yeah, I'm now burning the food in the garden. In a little tiny frying pan. I should have got the bigger pan out. But this is I'm really impressed. This is cooked really, really quickly. I know, don't judge me on my cooking skills. But yeah, it's cooking really well. That's a lot better now, it's actually simmered down. So yeah, quite impressed so far. I mean, it does what you expect it to do. The dog going mad in the background. I think someone's at the door. So yeah, looking forward to using this campsite. I think this is an ideal little addition. If you've got electric hookup and you've got power for a kettle and a little hob like this, you'll be able to cook a lot of things. Obviously it's just a single hob, not two things if you go at the same time. But that's got hot really well, and there's no flame as well, so it's a lot safer to use when you're inside a tent or an enclosure like this. I think this must be done. I'm too sure. It's all very high tech, isn't it? I mean, we still love going camping with a campfire and cooking over a campfire. It's something we really love to do. But then on the other extreme, it's nice to have some things like this, especially places where you can't have a campfire, or you just want to cook something up quickly. I think because we've also got, as well as our tents, we also go out in our caravan as well. We seem to have an awful lot of stuff. Yeah, we go out in our caravan too, and obviously in the caravan you've got your kitchen all built in, so we use that. But actually sometimes it's just nice sitting outside like this. I know in the enclosure, but you can't see it's outside. So with the awning with the caravan, it'd be nice to sit outside with something like this, just cook up. It'd be nice to use a barbecue too, but this is really quite small. It's compact, it's lightweight to take, and it's certainly doing the job. But I just need someone that can cook a bit better than I can. So yeah, I can turn the temperature up and it's smoking everywhere. But yeah, so from what I've seen so far, I'm getting hungry now. From what I've seen so far, it's a very good bit of kit, so certainly it's getting the thumbs up from us, and yeah, looking forward to using the campsite.